Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the BS Coins world. Today, I've got something truly incredible to share with you. You may have heard that rare coins can be worth a fortune, but did you know that one specific coin, the 2007 Mint Mark Utah quarter dollar, could actually be worth up to $1 million? That's right, you heard me correctly, $1 million. Let's dive into this hidden treasure, and I'm going to show you just how this humble quarter could turn out to be the jackpot of your collection. Before we get into the specifics of the 2007 Utah quarter, let's quickly talk about the State Quarters program. Launched in 1999, this program was designed to feature a new quarter each year, showcasing the unique symbols, history, and landmarks of each of the 50 states. It was a huge hit among collectors, and it remains one of the most popular coin series ever created by the U.S. Mint. And I bet many of you probably still have some of these quarters sitting around in your coin jar or old change trays at home. Now, let's focus on the coin we're talking about today, the 2007 Mint Mark Utah quarter. This quarter is part of the 2007 state quarters, and Utah was the 45th state to be honored in this series. The coin features an image of Delicate Arch, one of the most iconic landmarks in the state. But what makes the 2007 Utah quarter stand out isn't just its design, it's the rarity of certain editions of this coin that can lead to a jaw-dropping price. Okay, so let's get to the million-dollar question. What makes this quarter so special? Well, here's the catch. The 2007 Utah quarter was minted in Philadelphia, which means it carries the Mint mark. But here's the key. There's a specific version of this coin that's incredibly rare. You see, the U.S. Mint accidentally produced a small batch of Utah quarters with a noticeable error in the design. This error involves the presence of an extra die mark or minting flaw that makes these quarters extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. It's these rare coins that are fetching prices up to a staggering $1 million. Imagine finding one of these in your spare change. But of course, there are a few things you need to look for if you want to know whether your 2007 Utah quarter is worth anything close to that amount. The host places 2 Utah quarters on the table, one regular and one rare, and begins to point out the differences. Now, you're probably wondering, how do you know if your 2007 Utah quarter is valuable? Well, there are a few things to check for. First, examine the reverse of the coin. This is where you'll find Delicate Arch. The rare version of this coin has a unique minting error. If you look closely, you may notice a doubling of the inscriptions or certain elements of the design, like the date or the arch itself. This error creates an additional layer of detail, making it stand out from a typical Utah quarter. Here's another tip. If you hold the coin at the right angle, you may see subtle doubling on the word Utah or in the rock formation surrounding Delicate Arch. These are the signs you're looking for. Be aware that not all 2007 Utah quarters have this error, so finding one could be like hitting the lottery. The camera cuts to the host sitting down with a calculator and a stack of coins, ready to dive into the market value. So now that you know how to identify this rare coin, the next question is, what's it actually worth? Well, as with any rare coin, the value depends on factors like its condition, rarity, and demand among collectors. While a standard 2007 Utah quarter is worth face value, just 25 cents, those rare error versions can sell for a lot more. We're talking about auction prices in the tens of thousands of dollars for a high-quality example. But here's where it gets crazy. The most famous specimens of this coin, the ones with the most noticeable error, have reached auction prices of nearly $1 million. Yes, you heard me right, up to $1 million. These coins are considered investment grade, and their value can continue to climb as more collectors catch wind of their rarity. Now, you might be wondering, why does one mint error make such a huge difference in value? Well, the rarity of these coins is a huge factor. The U.S. Mint only produced a limited number of Utah quarters with this error, and over time, fewer of them have survived in excellent condition. As with any collectible, rarity drives up the price, and as more collectors hunt for these coins, the competition for them becomes fiercer. So, you're probably wondering, how can you get your hands on one of these rare 2007p Utah quarters? Well, if you don't already have one, your best bet is to check with reputable coin dealers or auction houses. You can also keep an eye on online marketplaces, though you'll want to be careful about authenticity. Some counterfeit versions have made their way into the market, so make sure you're working with someone you trust. Now, before you start digging through your pockets and purses to check your quarters, remember that not every 2007p Utah quarter is going to be worth $1 million. But if you happen to find one of these rare error coins, you could be holding a small fortune in your hand. As always, do your research, consult with experts, and never forget that the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. Thanks for tuning in today. If you've learned something new about the 2007p Mint Mark Utah quarter, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more amazing coin stories, and share this video with your fellow collectors. Who knows? You might be one step closer to finding your $1 million coin. If you're someone who loves collecting rare coins or simply enjoys finding hidden treasures in your spare change, today's episode is one you won't want to miss. We're going to be diving into the fascinating world of the 1999p Mint Mark New Jersey $quarter coin, a coin that, believe it or not, could be worth a staggering $1.1 million. That's right. This coin, which was part of the 50-state quarters program, holds a unique value that could change your life if you find one in your pocket change. But what makes this coin so valuable, and why is it worth so much today? Let's take a closer look. First, a bit of context. The 50-state quarters program, which began in 1999, was launched by the U.S. Mint to honor each of the 50 states with a unique quarter design. The coins were released in the order the states joined the Union, and New Jersey was one of the first to be represented, making it a key piece in the collection. In 1999, New Jersey's quarter was issued as part of this historic program. The design on the quarter features the state's iconic imagery of George Washington crossing the Delaware River, symbolizing the state's pivotal role during the American Revolution. And this specific quarter features the P Mint mark, which indicates it was struck in Philadelphia. Now, you may be asking yourself, why is it worth so much? Well, here's where the story gets interesting. The 1999p Mint Mark New Jersey quarter is rare, but not for the reasons you might think. While millions of these coins were produced, a limited number of them were mistakenly struck in a way that gives them exceptional value. Some of these quarters were minted with an error, making them extremely rare, and that's where the big money comes in. You see, due to a production mistake at the minting facility, some of these 1999p New Jersey quarters were struck with a misaligned die. The result? These coins display unique imperfections, tiny, yet noticeable, errors that make them stand out. These errors can range from misprints in the design to issues with the overall quality of the strike. Now, these error coins might not seem like much at first glance, but to coin collectors and numismatists, the people who study and collect coins, they are worth a fortune. Over the years, these 1999p New Jersey quarters with errors have attracted a lot of attention in the coin collecting world, driving up their value. In fact, a few of these rare error coins have been sold at auction for unbelievable amounts. You might be surprised to hear that one of these quarters fetched over $1.1 million. That's right. One lucky collector was able to cash in on a quarter worth more than $1 million. So, how can you identify if you have one of these ultra-rare 1999p New Jersey quarters with errors? The first thing you'll want to do is inspect the coin closely. Look for any visible flaws or abnormalities in the design, especially around the lettering or imagery. A die error may cause parts of the coin to be poorly struck or misaligned. If you see signs of such issues, you may want to consider having the coin professionally graded. There are grading services that can authenticate and assign a value to your coin based on its condition and rarity. The higher the grade, the more valuable your coin could be. A coin in pristine condition, often referred to as mint state, will always command a premium price. But how do you know if it's really worth $1.1 million? It's important to note that not every 1999 New Jersey quarter with an error will fetch such a high price. The most valuable ones are those that have a particularly rare and noticeable flaw. The value can also depend on the current demand for such coins in the marketplace. If you're thinking, I have a handful of these quarters in my collection, how do I check them all? Well, I'd recommend sorting through them carefully, and even if you don't find anything immediately, don't be discouraged. Many collectors have spent years searching for that one special coin. Another important factor in the value of these coins is how many are still in circulation. As time passes, more and more of these rare error coins are being discovered, but not every one is going to be found in a jar of loose change. Some are tucked away in collections, while others may never see the light of day. This scarcity is what drives the price up. So, if you find a 1999 New Jersey quarter with any visible errors or imperfections, it could be well worth your time to have it professionally appraised. Even if it doesn't reach the $1.1 million mark, you could still have a coin that's worth hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. To wrap things up, the 1999 Mint Mark New Jersey quarter is one of those fascinating examples of how something as simple as a coin can have immense value. What was once just a standard piece of pocket change is now a highly sought-after collector's item. If you're lucky enough to come across one of these rare error coins, it could make you a small fortune. I hope this video has inspired you to take a closer look at your own change, and perhaps even start a new hobby in coin collecting. Remember, you never know what treasure might be hiding in your pocket or your coin jar. Thanks for watching, and make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with fellow coin enthusiasts. We have something truly exciting to talk about. If you've been collecting coins for years, or if you're just starting, this is the kind of discovery that will get your heart racing. Now, let's talk about a coin you might have in your pocket right now. The 2000 Maryland quarter dollar. You might think it's just another ordinary coin, but trust me, this one is far from average. In fact, it's one of the most valuable coins on the market today, and some lucky collectors have found these quarters selling for over $1.2 million. The Maryland quarter is part of the 50-state quarters program, which was launched by the U.S. Mint in 1999. The idea was simple. Each quarter would feature a design representing a state, and over the course of 10 years, every state in the Union would be showcased. The 2000 Maryland quarter was the 7th coin released, and it's particularly special because it honors the state of Maryland. The design shows the state's famous Chesapeake Bay and the Maryland state flag, symbolizing the state's rich history and its connection to the water. But here's the thing. While the design is beautiful, it's the mint mark on this particular coin that makes it so valuable. Now, what exactly is this mint mark business all about? You see, every U.S. coin is produced in one of several U.S. mint facilities, and they put a mint mark on each coin to show where it was made. For the 2000 Maryland quarter, the P mint mark means it was minted in Philadelphia. Normally, coins with a P mint mark from this period are still considered regular quarters, and their face value is just 25 cents. So why is this one worth so much more? It's all about rarity and the specifics of the coin's production. Here's where things get really interesting. Most of the 2000 Maryland quarters were produced correctly, but a small percentage of them had a major error. These coins were accidentally struck with the wrong kind of die, which caused the state's design to appear incorrectly. Instead of a clean, clear image, the design became blurry or had parts missing. These error coins are incredibly rare, and that rarity is what drives the price sky high. Why does an error coin become so valuable? Well, rarity is a big factor in the coin collecting world. When only a few coins have this error, they become a holy grail for collectors. Imagine finding a coin that no one else has, or very few people have. That's what makes these error coins so sought after. Not only that, but the unique history of this coin adds to its allure. The 2000p Maryland quarter was produced just around the turn of the millennium, making it a great piece for anyone who loves collecting coins from historical moments. The current market value for these error coins can exceed $1.2 million, and while most of us will never find one, there are still plenty of collectors actively searching for them. They've become a symbol of the kind of treasure that's hidden in plain sight. Now, you might be wondering, how can I tell if I have one of these rare error coins? First, check the mint mark. It should say P for Philadelphia, but that alone won't guarantee its value. The real trick is to look at the design. The error coins usually have a blurry or incomplete image on the back. If you spot any of these imperfections, you might have something valuable in your hands. However, it's important to note that these errors are very subtle. A simple magnifying glass and a good eye can make all the difference in spotting a rare find. So, the next time you're flipping through a roll of quarters or digging through your change, remember that there could be a 2000p Maryland quarter out there that's worth much more than its face value. If you happen to find one of these error coins, you could be holding a treasure worth up to $1.2 million. As always, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more coin collecting tips, rare finds, and the latest on the market. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up and let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin in your collection. We're diving into a fascinating topic that could make you take a second look at the change in your pocket. We're talking about the 2001 mint mark North Carolina $quarter coin. You might have one of these coins without even realizing it could be worth a fortune. Yes, you heard that right. One of these quarters has recently sold for an astounding $1.3 million. Stick with us as we explore the history, rarity, and immense value of this incredible coin. History of the North Carolina quarter. Let's start with a little background. In 2001, the U.S. Mint released a series of state quarters as part of the 50 State Quarters program, which honored each of the 50 states. North Carolina, the 12th state, was featured in this series, and its quarter showcased a beautiful design. The reverse side of the coin features the state's outline and a depiction of the Wright brothers' first flight in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. This design is rich with history, paying tribute to one of the most significant milestones in aviation. The coin was minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, with the Denver Mint marking its quarters with a distinctive D mint mark, which we'll discuss shortly. Understanding the quarter's value now, let's get into the meat of it, the value of this quarter. You may have heard that a 2001 North Carolina quarter recently sold for $1.3 million. So how does a coin like this go from being a simple quarter in your pocket to $1 million piece of history? The key factor here is rarity. While most 2001 North Carolina quarters are worth their face value of 25 cents, a small number of them were struck incorrectly, creating a rare minting error that makes them incredibly valuable to collectors. These errors are known as double dies, when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned during the minting process, resulting in a doubling effect of the image or text on the coin. This error makes the coin extremely rare, and collectors go wild for such pieces. It is estimated that fewer than a handful of these error coins were made, making them highly coveted in the numismatic world. When one of these error quarters surfaced at an auction, it sent shockwaves through the coin collecting community eventually selling for the jaw-dropping price of $1.30 million. How to identify the valuable 2001D North Carolina quarter? So, how can you spot a valuable 2001D quarter among the many others you may have in your collection or spare change jar? Here are a few things to look for. As we mentioned earlier, the key feature of these rare quarters is the double die error. You'll see noticeable doubling on elements like the state name, North Carolina, or on the year, 2001. This doubling is caused by the minting process, where the die was used multiple times without being properly aligned. Be sure to check for the D mint mark, which indicates the coin was minted in Denver. These are the ones that are known to have the errors, as opposed to those minted in Philadelphia. Like with any valuable coin, the condition matters. Coins in higher grades, meaning they are well preserved and free from heavy wear or scratches, will always fetch a higher price. Coins that have been kept in pristine condition are especially valuable in the world of collectors. Rarity. Keep in mind that even if you find a 2001D North Carolina quarter with the double die error, its rarity adds to its worth. As mentioned, only a few of these errors exist, and most are in private collections, so the fewer there are, the higher the demand and price. Now, you may be wondering, why do error coins like the 2001D North Carolina quarter attract such high prices? Coins with minting errors are, by definition, rare. The mistake that occurs during the minting process is often unintentional, meaning that only a small number of error coins are made. This scarcity drives demand among collectors. These coins have a piece of history embedded in them. The idea that a small mistake can make a coin worth millions is intriguing, and it adds a layer of mystery and value to the coin itself. The world of numismatics, coin collecting, is an incredibly active and passionate community. Collectors are always on the lookout for rare and unique coins to add to their collections, and errors like this one are among the most sought-after items in the market. If you found a 2001D North Carolina quarter, and you think it might be one of these error coins, don't rush to sell it just yet. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to inspect the coin for the doubling effects we talked about. Take note of any visible errors, and try to match your coin to photos of known error coins. If you think you've found a potential treasure, it's always a good idea to get it appraised by a professional numismatist or a trusted coin dealer. They can provide you with a more accurate assessment of its value. Before you decide to sell, it's a good idea to check auction records to see what similar coins have sold for. This will give you an idea of the market value and help you avoid underpricing your find. If you're lucky enough to have one of these valuable coins, you can sell it at a coin auction, through a reputable dealer, or even online. Just be sure to work with a trusted professional to ensure you get the best price possible. The 2001D North Carolina $quarter coin may seem like just another piece of change, but its rarity and the right minting error have made it one of the most valuable quarters in circulation today. With a recent sale price of $1.3 million, it's clear that these error coins are highly prized by collectors. So, the next time you're looking through your spare change or sorting through your coin collection, take a moment to inspect your 2001D North Carolina quarters. You could be holding a small fortune in your hands. Thanks for tuning in to today's video. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the 2001D North Carolina quarter, make sure to give us a like, share this video with your fellow coin enthusiasts, and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating coin stories. Who knows? The next treasure we talk about could be hiding in your pocket right now. If you're a coin collector, an investor, or simply someone who enjoys learning about rare and valuable coins, you're in for a treat today. We're diving deep into one of the most fascinating pieces of American numismatics, the 2002D Mint Mark Tennessee quarter. Believe it or not, this humble coin could be worth up to a staggering $1.4 million. Stick around as we explore the story behind this rare find, what makes it so valuable, and how you can check if you have one in your collection. To start, let's look at the basics of this coin. The 2002 D Mint Mark Tennessee Quarter was part of the 50 State Quarters program. This was an initiative by the U.S. Mint, which began in 1999 to honor each of the 50 states with a special quarter design. Each quarter features an image that symbolizes the state it represents. In 2002, the quarter for Tennessee was released. The reverse side of this coin features a beautiful design, showcasing a guitar representing Tennessee's rich musical heritage and the state's iconic, the Volunteer State, motto. The D Mint mark on the coin indicates that it was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the U.S. Mint's main production facilities. But while the Tennessee quarter may seem like a regular, run-of-the-mill coin, there's something special about certain ones that has captivated the attention of collectors, and that's where the potential for a huge payout comes in. Now, here's where things get interesting. You might be wondering, why in the world would a common state quarter be worth millions of dollars? The answer lies in a rare minting error that occurred during production at the Denver Mint. Some of these 2002 D Tennessee quarters were struck with a significant error on the reverse side. Instead of the intended design featuring a guitar, a number of these coins were struck with a design from a completely different state quarter, the 2001 New York quarter. This is what we call a mule coin, and it's one of the rarest and most valuable types of error coins in the world. Just imagine the shock of a coin collector when they realized they had a Tennessee quarter, but with a design from another state. When these coins began circulating and being examined by collectors and experts, the value of these rare mule coins skyrocketed. One of these error coins was eventually sold for an astonishing $1.4 million at an auction. Yes, you heard that right, $1.4 million. But why is this error coin worth such an enormous sum? Well, to understand that, we need to consider a few key factors. First, the rarity of the coin is a huge factor. The number of 2002 D Mint Mark Tennessee quarters struck with the wrong design is incredibly small. In fact, only a handful of these mule coins have been discovered. The rarity of these coins means that the demand from collectors is extremely high, especially for those looking to own a piece of numismatic history. Second, the historical significance of a mule coin adds to its value. Coin collectors and investors aren't just interested in rare coins, they're also interested in the stories behind them. A coin with an error like this tells a unique story of a mistake made during the minting process, which makes it all the more intriguing and valuable. Third, the condition of the coin also plays a major role. Like any collectible item, the state of preservation affects the value. Coins that are in mint condition, with minimal wear and tear, are far more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. The higher the grade or condition of the coin, the higher the price it can command in the market. How can I tell if I have one of these error coins in my collection? Great question. Let's walk through the key steps to help you spot a mule coin. First, take a close look at the reverse side of the 2002 D Tennessee quarter. The design should feature a guitar and the words, "The Volunteer State." If you see a design that doesn't match that, perhaps featuring a different state or a completely different image, like the Empire State Building or other New York imagery, then you may have stumbled upon a rare mule coin. Next, check the mint mark. If it's a D mint mark, that means the coin was minted in Denver, and you'll want to pay special attention to the design on the reverse. If you notice the error, that's when you've got something very special on your hands. Remember, though, that not every 2002 D Tennessee quarter will have this error. Most of the quarters minted that year are perfectly normal and won't have any issues with the design. The error coins are exceedingly rare, so don't expect to find one easily. However, if you do find one, it could be worth a small fortune. So, let's talk about the current market value. The 2002 D Tennessee Mule coin has been known to fetch up to $1.4 million at auction, but prices can vary depending on the coin's condition and the specific circumstances of the auction. Lower grade examples can still command thousands of dollars, so even if your coin isn't in perfect condition, it could still be a valuable find. If you think you might have one of these rare mule coins, you should have it professionally graded by a reputable grading service. A certified coin grader will examine the coin's condition, authenticity, and rarity before assigning it a grade, which can help determine its market value. Once graded, your coin can be sold through an auction house or private dealer, where it might attract attention from collectors who are willing to pay top dollar. The 2002 D Mint Mark Tennessee Quarter with the minting error is one of the most exciting and valuable coins to be found in recent years. While it's rare and highly sought after, discovering one in your collection could change your life forever. With its fascinating history and potential to fetch millions of dollars, this coin is a true treasure for collectors and investors alike. If you've got a 2002 D Tennessee Quarter in your pocket or collection, it might be worth taking a closer look. And who knows? You might just have a $1.4 million coin sitting right in front of you. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.